Hey, you? Me? Yeah, you. Are you thinking about buying Pokemon? Well, eventually. Don't. Play Infinite Wealth instead. It literally has the same thing as a minigame. What about Animal Crossing?
The fuck?
Planning to buy them too? Don't. It's in this game too. It even has combat. In the previous game, they straight up copied Mario Kart. They're pretty bold, huh? They're not afraid of Nintendo at all. They even used the Animal Crossing music. Congrats, you just saved $60. So, are you into dating sims? No. Don't buy one. This game has that too. There's another $10 sale. And the best part, it's on Game Pass, which is basically means all of this is free. They made this game as a charity. I want to talk about Persona 5 for a bit. I explained how it connects to Yakuza for me in my Yakuza tier list video, but I'll go into it a little more here. I love Persona 5. The combat, the characters, the story, the music. You could almost call it as a social life simulator. And when I played it, you can imagine how badly I needed it socialize in real life. Have you ever watched Welcome to the NHQ? Sato is really me, which is MC by the way. If you're socially isolated loser, it will probably be one of the most fun 24 episode anime you'll ever watch because how painfully accurate it is. If you can't relate to him, I'm not sure you'll enjoy it nearly as much. That's why it meant is so much to me. It made me feel like I had friends, like I had a life. As much I love Persona, I always felt there were things it could have done better. For example, the minigames. You can go to a game store in Persona 5 and buy video games. But when you get to home and play them, you don't actually play them, it's just cutscene or something. I always wish those minigames were real and mastering them actually affect the gameplay. Sure, they gave you a few stat points, but they never required any skill. I would even call them most of them minigames. And if you're making a social life simulator, good minigames are essential. You know what else is essential? Home customization. Persona had a tiny bit of it. You could place posters or figures in predetermined spots, but that's nowhere near the freedom of decorating your however you want. Recently, thanks to Infinite Wealth, both of those wishes came true. I finally played the game I've been dreaming about. I actually felt complete. It didn't even come from Persona, it came from Yakuza series. It took everything that Persona does well and completely nailed it those features too. Anyway, Infinite Wealth or Yakuza 8 is technically 10th mainline Yakuza game. Don't worry, there won't be any spoilers. The most I'll mention is things like how many protagonists there are, or how many cities you visit, or whether the game has a VTuber in it. Oh yeah, that was oddly specific. The story takes place 3 years after Like a Dragon. Our protagonist, Ichiban Kasuga, has now earned himself a nickname, just like Kiryu did back in the day. It's a nice little detail hearing random NPCs talking about you as you walk around. Unfortunately, thanks to some drama caused by a VTuber, he loses his job, and another streamer tries to defend him. Ichiban would never do that! You fucking were! You're lying! But it doesn't work. Anyway, while he's unemployed, someone tells him that his mother, whom he's never actually met, supposedly is living in Hawaii. So naturally, we go looking for her. And honestly, that's basically the plot for most of the game. We're just searching for things. The story is great overall, but it does have some boring parts. At the beginning we're looking for our lost passport for what feels like forever, especially because I was doing his side quests. This part felt like it's dragged on forever. After finding it, things finally start getting excited. You know what happens? We start looking for another woman. And by the time we finally find her, The game is almost over. By the time I got to those parts, I had stopped doing the side quests. Once I focused on the main story, it felt like the game ended really quickly. I don't know. Maybe that section wasn't actually that long. I probably just forgot because I spent so much time doing side quests. Don't get me wrong, the story isn't bad at all. The characters are fun to watch. For example, I love how innocent Ichiban is. He's honestly my idol. After everything he's been through, he still chooses to stay optimistic and help. Then there's the new character, Tomizawa. The moment he did this, I instantly love the guy. He also tries to rob us, and this guy saved us because apparently he possesses the supernatural ability to identify shady taxi drivers. Characters like that are why I can say the story is bad. Still, it didn't hook me as much as Yakuza 0 or Like a Dragon did. Although, this game might have the stronger cast overall. It also made me realize I don't really care about Namba or Adachi that much. I guess I'm just not into divs. They felt like so broke and old. I was a little disappointed, not gonna lie. I've been waiting 2 years to play this game, okay? Seriously. There were university entrance exams, waiting for a good sale, playing through the 7 previous games. It took forever. I also expect this game to completely consume my life. From everything I heard, I thought it's become one of my favorite games ever. When I suddenly found myself unemployed with unlimited free time, I thought, okay, that's when I should start. I'm gonna play Infinite Wealth all day. I ended up playing around 80 hours. At first, I was obsessed. I have to experience everything, max every social stat, complete every challenge, do absolutely everything. Then I realized that's actually insane. The content never becomes bad. It's consistently high quality. But eventually, I just got exhausted. Take the side quests, for example. They're fantastic. Some of them are incredibly creative. One quest literally turns the I love Japan meme into an actual side story. Who even comes up with that? Some side quests are practically their own little minigames. There's one where you have to carry a bird on your head without dropping it. Another has you dodging traffic whilst filming an action movie. Another one has you delivering lemonade before time runs out. They are all genuinely fun. My only complaint is that they talk a lot. By the time the interesting part finally starts, they've already spent 5 minutes explaining everything. I almost yell, "Please shut up already." It probably sounds like I'm being overly negative, but honestly, I love this game. In fact, this is the only game where I could play 6 or 7 hours every single day and still have fun. I just said 6, 7, didn't I? And that's entirely because of the gameplay. It isn't just good. Gameplay is so good. Yakuza 7 already had one of the best turn-based combat system I ever played. Characters moved around the battlefield, interacted with the environment. It was great. Then Infinite Wealth showed up and basically said, yeah, that game is shit. That's how much they improved it. In the previous game, your characters moved automatically. Now, you can control their position yourself. That single change opens up so many satisfying combos that the combat barely even feels turn-based anymore. Attack enemies behind, extra damage. Knock someone into another enemy, extra damage. Strike with allies, now your teammates perform a combo attack. The game doesn't even tell you about some mechanics first. If you spend time bonding with your party at the bar, you unlock a stronger cooperative attacks as a reward. Seriously, everything you do in this game makes your character stronger. Take an exam, higher percentile stats. Play fighting games at the arcade, complete their challenges. That increases your social stats and even strengthens certain abilities. Those upgrades actually matter. Unlike the previous Yakuza games which I completed where way too easy in my tier list. Infinite wealth will absolutely punish you if you're underleveled. Sometimes you'll fight enemies several levels above you and you'll burn through every healing item you own just to survive. For the first time in a Yakuza game, I actually experienced a shortage of stamina nights. But there's bad things about that, you know. The final boss was about 5 levels higher than me and around 7 levels higher than the rest of my party. I couldn't finish the game. I'm not kidding. I got him down to about 30% HP before I died. At that point, I just thought, I'm not dealing with this, and watched the final cutscenes online instead. Combat is at its best when one attack wipes out 3 or 4 enemies at once. Kiryu's party especially specializes on massive area attacks. Throw a grenade, damage everyone, blind everyone. It's so nice. Then you switch back to Ichiban, and it feels like a little exciting. But Ichiban has one huge advantage. He's in Hawaii, and that alone makes this section more enjoyable. Forget the combat for a second. This game is masterpiece even when you're doing absolutely nothing. Just walking around Hawaii is an experience on its own. The city is incredibly colorful, full of variety, and honestly, gorgeous to look at it. Sometimes I just put on some music through the MP3 player and wander around with no destination. Unlike the previous Yakuza games where the maps were relatively small, Hawaii actually feels massive. Everything pops with color. Seriously, I only wish the map had a little more verticality. Remember Onomichi, where climbing random hills rewarded you with hidden items? You don't really get moments like that here. Still, even something as simple as walking or into random stores and shopping feels satisfying. Maybe you're buying furniture blueprints for your island. Maybe you find a better upgrade for your car. It always feels like you're making progress. Even walking from point A to point B becomes an adventure. You'll run into like 30 different distractions. One of my favorites is making friends with random NPCs, but it's not easy as it sounds. You have to aim your greeting properly. Yes! That's a real mechanic. Sometimes you wave once and you become friends with 2 people at the same time. Those moments are amazing. Sometimes people want gifts instead. Of course, you'll have to choose the right one. I had no idea what costs like, so I gave one banana. Apparently, that wasn't the correct answer. I mean, it was standing in a grass field. I thought it already had enough grass, you know. Made sense to me. And then there's Sujimon. As the name suggests, it's basically Pokemon, except instead catching cute little monsters, you're kidnapping actual human beings. That's not ethical, although forcing animals to fight each other isn't very ethical either, so I guess we're even. They also added Smackdown, a mechanic that automatically defeats weak enemies. Sounds great on paper. The problem is, it's weirdly slow, so instead of using it, I just avoided every weak enemy altogether. Hawaii is packed with minigames. You can deliver food as a courier, unlock furniture recipes, earn money. There's always something to do. Oh my god, is that what I think it is? Oh my god, then there's a data minigame. I didn't spend much time with it. I don't think it gives you any meaningful rewards. If it does, well, this is probably it. My lady, your graphics are incredible. And then my favorite, there's Dondoka Island, or as I like to call it, Animal Crossing, but somehow even better. Seriously, at one point I got so addicted to it, I completely forgot there's well an actual main story waiting for me. It has a day-night cycle, fishing, bug catching, combat, expanding your island, basically everything you expect from a cozy life simulator. The combat system isn't exactly deep, but that's part of the charm. Watching enemies randomly ragdoll across the screen is hilarious. Its slightly amateurish feel somehow makes it even more lovable. And yes, you can force your Sujimon to work for you, just like Palworld. How do you even top that? Yakuza 7 was my first Yakuza game, so I originally played it with the English dub. But after finishing all the games in between, I just couldn't abandon Kiryo's Japanese voice anymore, so I switched to Japanese, and honestly, it was absolutely worth it. Sure, I had to give up Akechi's English voice actor, but in return, I got Dio.
見せてくれよ。
It was a good trade. Whenever you have some free time, I genuinely recommend giving this game a chance. Just one warning. If all you do is rush through the main story, you're wasting one of the best parts of the game. This is the kind of game that's meant to be lived in. Explore, get distracted, play the minigames, make friends. That's where Infinite Wealth truly shines.